Dallin Stanford and James Gillenwater. You see Albury, McNaughton, Hunley, Osborne, and Nguyen. And the crowd is really getting to this. These are the good close matchups coming up here in this later stages of the first day. You see referee Phil Smith. He'll be in charge of this battle.
And we're underway. United States with the ball after the kickoff. Into the arms of the U.S. past the 22. Good little break there. Open field running now, and the gate has been left open. The United States are going to try first. Mike Pelifau dots it down in the middle, and the United States takes the lead.
Great start by the United States. You saw Dallin Stanford. He had a touch. Rion Hamilton. Jason Pye made a nice little move on the outside, putting that ball up for Pelifau to come through. There's Jason Pye. Nice little feather touch right there. And then Pelifau, a little step back inside. Well done. And good blazing speed on Pelifau. Plays his rugby in Narbonne in France now. Nice little play by Jason Pye, though. Took on two defenders, committed, and then Pelifau did a little bit of work. Cut back inside, and no one was going to catch him. Good start for the U.S.
Joni Nakika with the conversion, and the United States out in front, 7 points to none. Wow. Particularly Kenya coming in with a 1-1 record.
Right from center,
and the United States lost to Australia, but played valiantly against England their second time out. So, Brian, perhaps a little bit more confidence in this U.S. side now as they come upon their third contest of the tournament.
Well, Dave, I don't know. I think if Australia would lose again, I think it would be 3 teams at 1-1. If the United States could beat Kenya by a big margin, they might have a chance to even slip through.
Well, the history of these two teams is to play low-scoring games. As a matter of fact, the average score between the two is 13-7. So not exactly a couple of try-manufacturing countries here. That was kicked forward, not knocked, so the play continues. And the Kenyans with the ruck under pressure. Boy, Brian, I tell you what, the United States like a ball of fire, and Kenya's the one playing flat-footed right now. And Kenya with a penalty. The United States now will have an opportunity just outside the 22.
It's good to see much more aggression by the United States in this last game of the first day. And you see the coach Ayimba, former star player for this Kenyan squad. Jason Pye gets it out to Nakika.
Finds a gap. There's Clever. Clever leaves it, sends it into the arms of Hamilton. Hamilton drags one over for the try. And would you believe the United States is ahead of Kenya 2 tries to none early in the first half. A Kenya team just off their massive win over Australia. And the United States trying to make a big statement here into game 3.
Wouldn't that be nice if the United States could hang on here? Nice play by Clever, good offload, kept the hands free to get it off to Rion Hamilton. Rion just powers through the tackle. Good job, boys, keep it up.
Nakika with his second conversion, and Brian and all of you watching worldwide, the United States leads Kenya 14-0.
5 white.
It's a much better effort by the United States. I think Al Caravelli's got to be a little bit happier watching his performance so far in this game 3.
All right, Nakika will be with the restart kick. Well placed. Can the U.S. contest it? They're going to get the ball back on the knock-on, or will they? Yep, they do. So the United States now gets another break. And Brian, just as Kenya caught Australia last time out making mistakes, now it's the Kenyans who are making the mistakes.
And I think what we're going to see, I think Caravelli knows this points differential could be key if it all comes down to 3 teams at 1-1. So they're going to try to get to every breakdown, every set piece as quick as they can.
Never in. Right, this man.
And continue to try to score as many points as they rack up.
Who's the mark here? Coach.
They played.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Last time out was December.
Fine play.
Excuse me, last year in L.A.
Rock hands out, 5 white.
Kenya won that match. All right, the Kenyans with a movement across the halfway line. Nice pass, taken that time by Asego. He had 2 tries in that effort against Australia earlier today that we've been talking about, 21-12 over the Wallabies.
Make an effort.
And now the United States not getting away from the ball, obstructing, and a penalty. Ball squirts out forward, advantage White. Here we go. Nice pickup that time. That's Pye. Jason Pye racing toward the corner. The United States capitalizes again, and it's 3 tries to none as the score moves 19-0.
Super pickup by Jason Pye. Al Carvelli said he's a fantastic impact player, but he's really making the impact right from the get-go. Scoring the United States' 3rd try. Here's the break by Nakika. The ball finds the turf, but look at the pickup by Jason Pye. Well done, and he's got some nice wheels on the outside. Good start by the Eagles. That's more like it, huh, Dave?
Well, Brian, they've already scored more tries against Kenya than they have ever scored in a match. The most was 2, and that was when they beat them in Dubai a long time ago, in 1999. That conversion attempt a little bit too much to ask for Joni. So he misses the conversion, but still the United States now the big story this afternoon, 19-0 out in front of Kenya.
They got to stay locked in. They got to stay locked in. They had 4 leads at halftime in Australia or in New Zealand, and they let those wither away. They got to continue to stay focused and continue to take chances.
Nakika with another well-placed restart. Nice take that time by Kayenje.
Hands out!
And the Kenyans trailing by 3 tries now with the ball in hand again. They get it to Simiyu. Simiyu brought down. Nice open field tackle by Jason Pye near the touchline. The Kenyans successful at the ruck. 3 wide. The United States is going to have to move their defense over there. Big hit level by Clever. However, the Kenyans have the ball and on the run. Good open field defense again. The ball knocked forward. The United States may get another break. They're going to go back to the first knock on by Kenya prior to the one by the United States, so it'll be a U.S. put-in just outside the 22. 19 points, nothing. The United States, for a program that's been embattled for sure last year, so much disappointment in Los Angeles, playing on your own turf, and today, hoping to make a statement.
Well, I don't think they've played up to their potential in the first 2 games. We saw little glimmers of that in the England game, and we're seeing a much better effort here in this Kenyan match.
Horn for the half. What do you do back this deep? Perhaps put it to touch and end the half? We'll see. The United States electing to move it, though. They're inside their own territory. Ruck inside 22. And this might be well advised to put an end to this half before a turnover costs them points. And it's a knock on by the U.S. It'll be a put in, but no, fortunately for the United States. Deep inside their own territory, the half comes to a conclusion. Would you believe they're chanting USA in San Diego? It's the score, USA 19, Kenya 0.
And it was all the United States in that first half. Jason Pye to Mike Pelafau. In the first 30 seconds of the ball game, he goes right through the Kenyan defense with a nice little step to give the United States the early 5-0 lead. And then Joni Nakika, we saw more skills from Todd Clever as he dishes off to Rion Hamilton. Hamilton, big, powerful runner. Able to reach through. Nice little hands right here by Jason Pye as the ball goes to the floor. Pye scoops it up and turns on the afterburners to score 19-0, the United States at the half.
About an hour ago, that would have been appropriate dress out here in San Diego. Now it's getting a little bit chilly. Crowd entertained by the Fab Four, but it's the United States National Rugby 7-a-side team that's got them wowed on the field. 19-0, the United States leads Kenya to start the second half. The U.S. in white going right to left, another turnover. Clever bangs that ball toward the try zone. It's going to be recovered by Kenya. It will result in a 22-meter dropout. Nice coverage that time by Humphrey Kayenji.
And again, another solid tackle by the United States.
Again, we talked to Al Calvary about making the hits, and they are doing that this half, this game. High, nice pass, move it into space. That was Benedict Diam, excuse me, that was Gillenwater.
Leave it! Stay here! Two knock-ons, first by white, then by red.
Good call by the referee, playing
Scrum,
the advantage.
red.
You saw the slight knock-on by the Kenyans. It's going to be a scrum back to Kenya. Good chance for the United States. Gillenwater looked like he just could not scoop that ball up.
Crouch, touch, pause,
And I think we'll probably see Jarvis Albury and probably Tui Osborne in the second half. Try to get some fresh legs in there.
Why not? It's all about the defense now. And the U.S., Brian, you're right. They are playing with a different style of defense, much more aggressively, much more purposeful. And they are rewarded again. Another mistake by Kenya. The U.S. has a penalty kick deep inside their territory, and I wonder if this is one you just put some points up on the board. You mentioned it earlier.
They're going to go for tries. They got to get some tries.
They have 3 in this match, 19 points to 0. They scored 2 tries unconverted against England in their second match today. Tap, here they go. Nokika bobs and weaves, gets it, just missed the pass to Clever. Advantage to Kenya on the knock-on. Here come the Kenyans. The U.S. is out of defensive style, but a big interception. Out to Pai it goes. Pai still on his feet, looking for help. Gets it from Nokika, who had the big interception just a moment ago. Palafau. Gillenwater now had knocked it. Advantage to Kenya. Kenyans still looking for their first points, and they're operating inside their own half of the pitch.
Still looking for their first break, David. Defense by the U.S. has been phenomenal so far here.
And there's another break. Gillenwater picks it up. He goes to Palafau. Palafau to Clever. Clever bangs forward. Clever just hoping to keep his shorts on. Now around the side is Hamilton. Hamilton toward the corner. Hamilton knocked into touch across the way. Great effort by the U.S.
Yeah, good effort by Clever. He knew he was isolated. He did his best to keep that ball alive.
7 white.
He did a fantastic job to get out to Rion, and Rion almost had enough to turn that corner.
Jason Pai is shaken up.
Wait for me.
And there's Clever with a head bonk, and I guess he kept his shorts on, partially.
Tui Osborne is on for the United States, and we think that Andrew McNaughton is about to come on board.
Time off.
And we have an Eagle who is being attended just off the pitch at the 22. So coming on board now, Tui Osborne entered a moment ago. Now it's Andrew McNaughton, so 2 substitutions for Al Caravelli and the United States here in the second half, leading 19-0 over Kenya.
Receivers in. Play.
Kenyans now operating behind their own try line, using the stick as a cover. And now they got themselves in trouble. Perhaps too much to bargain for. The U.S. stands them up. It's going to be a 5-meter scrum.
Nice job.
Scrum.
Yep.
White. 5 meters.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, the Kenyans played magnificently against Australia, and now it seems as if they can't quite find themselves.
And the U.S. just the opposite. They didn't have their A game in the first 2 games. They're playing very well in this 3rd game.
Ready? Crouch.
Their defense has really stepped up.
Pause. Engage.
3 minutes left in the match. The United States ahead by 3 tries with a golden opportunity now. That's Osborne crossing the 22 to Nokika. Playmaker gets it back out. U.S. all the way back to their own 10-meter. Nice bit of running. Well done by Stanford. Gets it to Palafau. Leave it behind. Nope, the no-look pass cost him there. And now the Kenyans have the opportunity. Kenyans moving. And they're going to go all the way. So the mistake by the United States will yield a 75-meter try. And the Kenyans are on the scoreboard. Innocent Simiyu, who scored against Australia, on the scoreboard for Kenya here in the second half. And now all of a sudden, with this conversion, it becomes a very interesting 2 minutes of rugby. It sails wide, so the score remains 19-5. But here they come.
Well, Dave, I think just as important, here as you see Simiyu's try, I think just as important, the United States want to keep Kenya off the scoreboard as much as they can, because this points differential, I think it's what it's going to come down to in this pool. And every point counts.
That's why it was so heartbreaking. The United States trailing 19-10 late to England with no time, let the English in for an additional try. It was converted for a 26-10 final. That frustrating. That's not frustrating though. Tui Osborne with the break. Osborne slows, looks for support, and he gets it for Palafao. Palafao goes immediately to McNaughton. McNaughton with the fresh legs goes over. He tries for the United States.
Lovely try by Andrew McNaughton. You saw the big break by Tui Osborne. That set things up, and then McNaughton comes right down the guts and able to out the distance the Kenyan defense. Here's the break by Tui. Just gets past the defense. He doesn't back his wheels right here. Stops, plants, does the right thing. Gets it out to Pelapau. Pelapau sets up McNaughton. And again, every point counts. Still got another chance here. 50 seconds left in this contest at least. United States has a 21-point differential. Looking at that pool, I think that's got to be the biggest points difference in any game so far. So that could be a nice thing here for the U.S.
A very nice thing for the United States.
And again, in New Zealand, their kickoffs, they are very good at retaining possession, about a 50%. Hasn't been quite as good today. Drivers Albury, though. Ball goes back. Tui with another chance.
Clever, the workhorse of this match. Clever now driven to the 5. U.S., if they can handle, has an opportunity. One pass outside with a break. Nope, into touch. Driven was Jarvis Albury, who just entered the match for the United States. However, the U.S. a golden opportunity to score now. They were awarded a penalty. There's your horn. So the United States will have a chance to operate now. And I think Nakika wants to go for the sticks.
And I think they're going to get points. And again, if they can keep this lead and Australia lose heavily to England, now they got to play tough defense. If they can keep this lead and England beat Australia heavily, I think the U.S. will then go to the Cup, which would be
big hit by Clever. This may yield points. It's gonna. How about that? Clever with the hit, Nakika with the try, and the United States puts an exclamation mark. Number 1, Todd Clever, who wears that exclamation point. What a hit. There it is. That 1 is a punctuation mark this afternoon.
That was a beautiful hit by Todd. Here it is right here. Boom! Right to Johnny. Oh, nice. That was a big old swing. That was a 7-pointer. And Johnny. This could mean the Cup for the U.S., David.
Brian, we recall a year ago in Los Angeles, it was Kenya defeating the United States 26-12. Dejection for the United States. Joy this afternoon, you can see it on their faces as they beat Kenya 33-5. And we'll see how the pool